So students, in this lecture, we will just see the overview of folic acid antagonists that are from the book Pharmacology by the Lippincott. In folic acid antagonists, we will study three different categories of the drugs. First one is inhibitors of folate synthesis. Second one, inhibitors of folate reduction. Then the combination of inhibitors of folate synthesis and the reduction, that is inhibitors of the enzyme synthetase and the reductase. So this is the chapter number 31. The name of the chapter from the Lippincott is quinolones, folic acid antagonist, and the UTI antiseptics, urinary tract infection antiseptics. Now, before going into the detail of the chapter, we know that there are different creams available in the market for the burn patients. The one of the most common cream is the Quench. This contains the drug that is silver sulfadiazine, which we will study in this chapter. Then another cream available in the market is the mefenide acetate, which is also used in the burn patients. We will also study this cream in this chapter. And other very famous cream available in Pakistan in the market for the burn patient is the Bernol. That is not of this category. That is not a sulfonamide, but we must know that what are the active ingredients of the drug. The drug is basically a germicide. It has its action against the bacteria and the fungus. And this contains the most important ingredient, that is alkyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, which is basically an antiseptic. Now, what are the different drug categories or the drug classes which we will study in the chapter? First one is quinolones, then inhibitors of folate synthesis, then inhibitors of folate reduction or reductase, then combination of these synthetase and the reductase, then we will study the urinary tract antiseptics. Now, what are the most common drugs which are included in the quinolones? These are ciprofloxacin, delafloxacin, gamifloxacin, levofloxacin, moxifloxacin, and the ofloxacin. We must know that we have categorized these fluoroquinolones into generations. When we will start this drug category, we will definitely discuss the generations as well. Then the second category, inhibitors of folate synthesis, in which we will study the sulfonamides, contain the mefenide, silver sulfadiazine, sulfadiazine, and the sulfasarazine. There are different other drugs of the category which we will discuss when we will start the sulfonamides. We will categorize these sulfonamides according to their duration of action. Now, then we have the folate reductase inhibitors, which include the pyrimethamine and the trimethoprim. And then we will study the combination of the both enzyme inhibitors, which is the cotrimoxazole. Cotrimoxazole contains trimethoprim, which is this category, that is inhibitor of folate reductase. Then we will study methoxazole, which is actually a sulfonamide, which is the inhibitor of folate synthetase. Then we will study the urinary tract antiseptics, that is methamine and the nitrofurantoin. We will discuss this methamine in this sulfonamide category as well. Then we must know that before starting the chapter, we must know that what is the difference between the folic acid and the folate. You will definitely, when you will study the chapter, sometime author will use the term folic acid, sometime he will use a term folate. What is the difference? If I show you this figure, you must know by analyzing this figure that what is the difference. As clear from the figure that this folate is the source, that is the natural source. This is a source of vitamin B9, which is the natural source, and this folic acid is actually a synthetic source. Now, coming towards the overview of folate antagonist. Why folic acid is necessary? Folic acid is necessary both in human beings and the bacteria for the formation of DNA, RNA, you can say for the formation of purines, pyrimidines, amino acids. In the conclusion, you can say this is necessary for the cell growth. In the absence of this folic acid, in the absence of this coenzyme, there will be no possibility of the cell division because there will be no formation of DNA, RNA. in humans, the basic source of this vitamin is the dietary folate. I'm using the term folate because, as I have shown in the previous figure, folate is the natural source. So in human beings, this folate is the natural source. That is, you have to obtain it from your diet, from the vegetables. While in the case of bacteria, they have to synthesize it de novo from the start. How they will synthesize it, definitely we will discuss when we will start the sulfonamides. Why bacteria cannot synthesize their own, why they cannot take the folic acid or the folate from the natural sources, because they are impermeable to folate derivatives. Well, in case of humans, definitely they can take this folate from their dietary source, which is necessary for the formation of tetrahydrofolic acid. Now, in the next video lecture, we will study how this tetrahydrofolic acid is formed. Now, what are the enzymes which we will inhibit in the bacteria to stop the bacterial growth? So students, in the next lecture, we are going to start the sulfonamides.